Southern Strike 5 is a World War II real-time tactics game, where you control armies across Europe and North Africa. What makes it interesting is the scale and the deep focus on actual tactical decisions, rather than simply you just throwing units at each other. You get 25 missions with over 300 different units to command, and the maps are pretty damn massive, compared to earlier games in the series. So here's how this thing works. You pick a commander before each mission, and they have different strengths. For example, one might be better at defensive play, another focuses more on aggressive armor tactics. You also get to pick doctrines, which are basically perks like better vision range, or the ability to revive wounded units. The actual gameplay is about managing your forces across these large battlefields. You are dealing with infantry squads, various tanks like shamans and churches, artillery, engineers, and of course air support. The engineers are pretty important, because they can repair bridges or build pontoon bridges to cross rivers, which opens up new routes for your army. Fighting is not your only goal though. Capturing specific locations also matters. That means taking over supply depots, train stations, or field headquarters gives you access to reinforcements or other advantages during the battle. The combat itself requires paying attention to positioning and what units you're using where. Infantry can occupy buildings for cover. Tanks need to watch their flanks, because the armor is weaker on the sides, and you can call in airstrikes to soften up tough positions. The game also includes stuff like pack guns, which are anti-tank guns, mortars, half-tracks, and different types of planes. You manage ammunition and fuel for your vehicles, so you need supply trucks, ideally nearby, so you can keep everything running. There is one thing that does set this game apart, and that is in my opinion how open-ended the missions can be. You are given objectives, but how you achieve them is completely up to you. You might find multiple river crossings, decide to flank around the side, use recon to spot enemy positions and hit them with artillery first, or simply push straight through with your armor. The maps are big enough that there is usually more than one way to approach things. They are also designed this way. The game does borrow ideas from other tactics games. The unit counts are much higher than most games in the genre, so you're managing quite a few squads and vehicles at once. The camera controls let you zoom out to see the whole battlefield, or get close to watch the action play out. Now there are some rough spots, so to speak. The demo version at least has performance issues with lag spikes popping up during battles. The micromanagement can of course get a bit overwhelming when you're trying to control the infantry, multiple tank groups, and calling in air support all at once. This is also because the interface is not always super clear about certain mechanics, or let's say not super intuitive, like how to call in reinforcements from captured points is not immediately obvious. Some units also seem to get stuck on terrain occasionally. The AI reinforcements on the enemy side can feel a bit much sometimes. You will clear an area, and then suddenly they've got fresh waves of infantry and tanks showing up, which can make missions feel like you're constantly on the back foot. It's not always clear what the balance is supposed to be. Visually the game does look decent, but nothing truly special here. The units are detailed and the environments have that destroyed wartime look, with rubble, trenches, and damaged buildings. The camera angle is fixed though, so you can't rotate the view, which I find to be a bit limiting. There's also multiplayer where you can face other players or adjust the AI difficulty if you want more or less of a challenge. Overall, this is shaping up to be a solid tactics game if you like managing lots of units and thinking through your approach to battles. The scale is bigger than most games in the space, but that also means it's more demanding in terms of what you need to keep track of. And this sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.